You want to say hi to the world?
Really?
No? Can't hold it, huh? You want us to go to the actual park here? Okay. We are at the William H. McNichols Park in Denver, Colorado, right off of 17th and Syracuse. My daughter and I decided to come and go to the park. I'm inviting in Lauren, who's also going to be doing a walking, talking tour. Hi.
Hello.
Tell us where you're at today.
I actually wasn't able to make it out to Denver, so I'm in local Aurora Park called Side Creek Park.
Okay. Can we see some of your background or your surroundings?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to see where she's at? That's where she's at right there.
One of the statues we installed.
That's the statue. Hello, everybody who is joining us. We are doing a walking tour. We do a live tour every Tuesday. CALC, which is the Community Active Living Coalition. Lauryn and I are both community connectors for Montbello in particular, but we decided that we go do some walking around the places where we live and let you get some insight into our areas. Is it overcasted where you're at, Lauren?
It's a little overcast. The sun's starting to come out a little bit over here. What about where you are?
A little bit, which I'm loving it. The reason why I was asking about yours, it doesn't. Oh, it didn't. It looks like I didn't see many. I don't see many trees where you're at. So if it was hot, you wouldn't be able to hide.
Yeah, the trees are very spread out in this park, so.
All right, go ahead. So we're just at the playground. Go ahead. You want to play? What's wrong? So we wanted to. I'm gonna keep on walking. Okay, you gonna walk with me, or she wants to play on the playground, y'all. You wanna walk with me? You can play on the playground. This is my daughter. You wanna
Hi.
walk with me? Okay. So we wanted to just kind of start having a conversation. Let me let you. This is not about me, but I'm gonna show my face just briefly. How is my audio?
It's good. I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So this is me and my daughter. We're at the park. You want to say hi, everybody? Hi. Hi. Yeah. I just picked her up from summer camp, so we're just gonna go walking. I'm gonna turn the camera back off. All right. 'Cause I know y'all don't want to see my mug. Let's show you some nature. So, Laura and I were talking. We wanted to just talk a little bit about um, a few things. So, one of those things being how we view equity, what that means to us, and you know, the work we do. What does active living mean? Like, we'll probably start there because you just don't want to jump straight into equity. It's not. It's one of those conversations you want to warm up to.
Yeah.
and so we could talk about like what being active means to us personally. What do we do to be active? Is that right, Lauren? Am I missing anything?
No, that sounds good. That sounds like what we wanted to discuss and go over.
Okay. So what is active living to you? What does it mean to be active?
I mean, it just means being able to get out and really get involved with the nature, really be able to enjoy the open space and not spend so much time inside on technology. Just
Mm.
really being able to go outside and just unplug and connect to nature more.
So like when I know we're walking and talking, but like would you when you normally go to like this like the place you're at, do you just kind of let your mind wander? Do you think about certain things? Like how do you because I think you're right, you know, nature does help you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Um so I'm just interested to know what you'd
Um,
be thinking about.
I mean, for some days when I walk, because I normally go for a walk with my aunts every day, and sometimes I just really just start thinking about nature, just the environment that we're in, just being able to see how like the plants are changing, going with the
Mm.
seasons, and then just sometimes it's just a time to think about my day and just like think about the choices that I made or just how I could reevaluate something.
Yeah, it sounds like you're just doing a lot of observing and connecting maybe to your surroundings.
Yeah, definitely. What about you? What do you think about when you think about active living and nature?
Um, I definitely think so. So active living. I think like traditionally for me growing up, I looked at active living as like you said, going outside, running around, catching grasshoppers, you know, playing tag with your friends, maybe basketball, baseball, definitely playing some outdoor sports. I looked at as active, and then like places like this is like a park where you know they house those things. I guess housing is not the right word for outside, but this is so when I would go, it would be for that reason, and that's what active living is for me. It's also just soaking in the sun and some of the nutritional benefits that come from that. And yeah, okay. Um, and then also, you know, I'm really big into life, and so being exposed to like bugs and animals and other living things like grass, right?
Right.
It is really about you know being active. I yeah, so that's kind of what I think of active living. I'm sure that so I'm 37. I'm sure. I mean, physical activity,
Mm-hmm.
has kind of changed a little bit in some ways, and what I mean by that is like some people utilize like video games to move and get their heart rate going, or people have really turned their homes into gyms, and so they're working out inside of their homes.
Yeah.
And so it's just interesting how activity, what it can mean to different people, and I would say we promote it all.
Definitely.
We promote it all, and so yeah, and then like when I'm thinking when I'm I I don't know, I do a lot of observing, but thinking is just really a level of gratitude that comes because I try to remember, like, I'm blessed to have legs and arms, and I want to be able to appreciate having these things because there are people who don't and can't, and so uh, hmm? You want to look at a tree? Okay. Yeah, and so but by no means do I think that if you are without limbs or without physical capability, that you still can't go outside and enjoy nature and be happy. I just want to appreciate what I'm able to do. And so,
Yeah.
are you going to climb the tree? No, this looks like a good tree to climb. You want to? She has to put on the mask before she starts climbing. All
Oh,
right, here you go. Take your time. Take your time. You let me know when you need some help. You need some help? Okay. I'm gonna put my arm right here, and you can here. Ready? Okay. Now what? You think that's it? You want to try to go over there and then get down that branch right here? A little impromptu tree climbing session, y'all. Yeah, you want to try, or you're good? You want to try to get there? Where? Here? Okay, come on. So step right here. You got to turn your body around. Turn around. So put this leg here. There you go. No. The other leg. This leg. There you go. Yeah. I got you. Come on. I got you. You gotta put your weight here though. You got it. I got you. I won't let you fall. I got you. Come on over. You got it. Good job, buddy. All right, she made it.
good job.
You ready coming down? You okay? Okay. Come on. I got you. Come on, I got you. Looks like we lost some people.
Oh.
Hi, Amanda. All right, so we had an impromptu tree climbing session. It's what happens when you go in nature. Anything can happen. Everything is impromptu.
Definitely.
So all right, Lauryn, let's get to business. So my question to you is, I think that there's so many definitions of equity and what it means. And the reason why I'm even bringing this up, because I am in the East Colfax neighborhood, and also Lauryn and I both work in Montbello, and we know that these are areas that typically don't have as much open space. These are communities of concern, places where we could be more equitable, but typically there's not the green space or the open space, and so there is not always the level of physical activity because their built environments don't support that. I think that Denver is doing a really good job in trying to meet those needs, but at the same time, I'm just curious to know from a personal level, what does equity mean to you, and then also how do you see that fitting into physical activity?
I guess for me, like I And for when I was in public speaking, I did a speech on active living should be a necessity and not a luxury. It's just being
Mm,
able to get out and like actually have the access and be able to do things that someone can do in another neighborhood. You should be able to do that in your neighborhood as well,
yeah.
and you shouldn't have to like lust over the fact that you want to be able to go out and do something. So I definitely feel like, especially with our work and just the work Denver's doing in a whole, we're doing a really good job of really including everyone to be able to have the access to what they might want to see in their area too. And it also is just it ties in the idea of active living, being able to go out and go to the park and maybe do a bike ride or just go for a walk, knowing that you can do it without having the sidewalks, maybe have a ton of cracks where you can't actually safely do it, or being able to go out and just play a game of soccer, football, or freshly cut grass. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah. What do you think about with your
Um,
experience?
so I think that in thinking about equity, I think about just the idea that there are a lot of people in positions where they have little access, and that can be to like healthcare, that could be to education, and when I mean lack, I mean quality, right? And so that can be parks and streets, and so I think of it as an idea that we want everyone to have the same level of quality access to education, to health, to finances, and all these different professional industries. And I think that equity is normally a term applied to black and brown people. And so it's another label, and I don't want to get caught in that stuff. But as far as physical activity, the reason why I think equity is really important in health is because I think about stuff like, a mom who just had a child and perhaps is suffering from postpartum, and, to be able to deal with that in a healthy way. She goes and walks around a park or open spaces with her baby, also exposing the child to, the critical things that come from the sun, which helps you deal with your emotions and perhaps and then to think about going outside, and then there's no sidewalks or any open space for the sidewalks. They kind of just come to an end, so there's nowhere to really push the stroller up or down. I think about stuff like that and how important, like, even if we're not talking about medicine, which happens to be expensive, walking and running and being in the sun and being around other creatures is definitely a level of peace. That is one of the cheapest forms. I just think that when we talk about equity, we got to make sure to include the people in the neighborhoods to bring about things. Maybe they don't fully, maybe we don't fully understand what it looks like,
Right.
but allowing more levels of access, and I think that, I again want to go back into some of the things that are working, when you have parks like this, and like you said, Lauryn, when you're cleaning up and, treating it and making it look good, making it more inviting. But, even during the pandemic and the idea of opening streets to share with pedestrians and bikers, I think that this is a way that the city of Denver is making some incremental improvements to be able to offer more open spaces for neighborhoods that don't have them. Uh, so
And with everything that's going on, especially with the open streets, like, do you feel that's something that's making a large difference that should stay, or something that should be readjusted to fit times post-COVID?
you were breaking up a little bit at the end, Lauren.
I was just saying, like, do you think that, especially with the open streets, do you think that's something that should be able to stay exactly how we have it going now, or is it something that could be readapted to fit post-pandemic and be able to start building off of into something larger?
Um, I think reimagination is always a good thing. Like, especially if some things are not working. So, I do think that, you know, um, we can reimagine and include more people in designing better ways and installing better ways for people to access these spaces in the neighborhood. Because I especially think that they're important in this time. Like, as you alluded to, like, we don't have the luxury of, you know, maybe getting in a plane and traveling in somewhere. Not that people in these neighborhoods even have that ability, but it's just it becomes harder and harder, and we have to become more creative and what also I see, like, real quick, I think there's a level of, like, if you see here, right, you see the slide and the park.
Yeah.
And there's been many times where I've come to the park and met new people in my neighborhood. And so what I realize is it's a way of connecting to other people too. When you have these open spaces and these, those playgrounds or, places where you can be active, it's ways to meet people so you don't feel so isolated, especially in times like this. I Yeah, it's interesting. I learned my daughter is having a meltdown here. She- I made I made the silly mistake of not bringing snacks,
Oh,
and this is what happens when you don't have snacks in your life.
oh.
Oh, that's beautiful. Can I see that again, Lauren? Is that like a little walkway?
It is.
You want to see? Can I see one more time? She wants to. She
Oh.
want. That's beautiful, huh? All right, Lauren. I am gonna let you go. I thank you for walking and talking with me today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Bye, y'all.